Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a replay and a shoutcast between LiquidNazgul and MouzMaNa here on Kulas Ravine. This is game 1 in a best of 5 matchup, so hopefully you guys will be able to enjoy this best of 5. I believe this is from Zotac. Yeah, this is from the Zotac Cup that happened recently over the weekend. MouzMaNa spawning as the green Protoss player on the top left hand side. Meanwhile, LiquidNazgul spawning on the bottom right hand side as the red Protoss player. Gonna go ahead and get up that pylon and by that front door. Coming back over here, we have MouzMaNa getting that pylon right by the Nexus. So MouzMaNa gonna have a little bit more resources just because that probe did not have to travel nearly as far. We'll see what the strategies are in the Protoss versus Protoss Mirror match. Generally, I've seen warp gate with four gate with warp gates. Yeah, say that 5 times fast. And I've also seen dual gate with Robo Bay, either for Immortals or Colossus. So those are the 3 strategies that I'm expecting. Either robotics facility with Immortals, robotics facility with the support bay for Colossus, or a standard 4-gate. Now, I do not know the rock, paper, scissors matchup on those particular strategies, but yeah, so I'll just go from there. Gateway now being built on this front door gate, so perhaps trying to create a little bit more of a choke point and being able to defend it just in case the other player does go for an earlier rush. MouzMaNa, both players only having a single gateway at this point in the game. We'll see if LiquidNazgul tries to do anything sneaky here. We'll see if any player tries to go for a cybernetics core first or a dual gateway. What that strategy is going to be. LiquidNazgul just offering or doing plenty of scouting, and by the looks of it, both players wanting to go for that cybernetics core next. LiquidNazgul still doing a little bit of scouting. No one chrono boosting their LiquidNazgul chrono boosting his gateway, so that means that it is going to be a little bit more of a heavy rush, getting that first zealot up and running. No zealots yet for MouzMaNa as that probe continue to move on out. MouzMaNa now getting that zealot, also chrono boosting it, so that zealot will in fact be able to be produced in 23 units of time as opposed to the typical 33. LiquidNazgul still microwing that probe around that base and finally pulling back out of that base and seeing everything that he really wanted to see. However, a probe trying to take down this pylon. Gateway now up and running, and LiquidNazgul going for 3 pylons before I see a cybernetics core. So MouzMaNa getting that cybernetics core on the back side of that base, and as well, trying to focus down that one zealot. That zealot now getting focused down. We'll see how that's really going to work. Both sides may lose it at about the same time, and that one zealot able to pull back away as that poor probe is trying to get that last zap on that zealot. So very nicely done. Stalkers, however, being warped in as well. So a single stalker trying to go after all of these units. One probe now getting taken down. And now, sorry, someone messaged me. And yeah, so that's a little bit distracting. But yeah, MSN Messenger, that's mine, not yours. Don't worry about it. I should probably, if it happens again, I will go ahead and shut it down. So Stalker now trying to take down this Vespian Geyser that LiquidNazgul was able to warp in, denying any additional gas, going for a 2-gate with an additional pylon and getting that warp gate research. Back over here, LiquidNazgul getting that cybernetics core, getting that, and now getting the second gateway as well. So two gate for both sides. And hold on, let me pause that. Alright, sorry about that. Hey, it gave me time to get a drink. Anyways, back over here we have a single zealot sitting over here by that brush, perhaps trying to make sure that no units are hiding in that brush. And we also have LiquidNazgul sitting with a very low hit point, high shield zealot sitting by this Zelnaga watchtower. One of the reasons why the Protoss zealot was reduced to 50 shields is because of how fast that zealot does regenerate that energy. That one zealot now down to 20, down to 10, and will most likely die from that stalker, as the stalker is able to move much more quickly than that zealot, especially if that zealot does not have the speed upgrade from that Twilight Council. Taking a look at LiquidNazgul's base, LiquidNazgul is in fact going for the 4-gate. Meanwhile, MouzMaNa looking to perhaps go for the Robo Bay, because I do not see any additional units. Yeah, LiquidNazgul also going to lose this one pylon, however. So pylon stops the production. Oh, wait, very nice use of the force field there in order to be able to take down any of these units. Stalkers are trying to do a little bit of a move and attack to try to get some distance between those zealots, and very nice micro coming in from MouzMaNa. MouzMaNa trying to move those stalkers continually, able to just take down a lot of those units, and now in comes this pylon, and out comes that zealot, so that zealot coming out at just the right moment in order to re-engage. That one stalker now getting killed, and now we have, what, 4 gates just continuing to warp in additional units as those stalkers continue to try to engage, doing a little bit of a hit and move. And so very nice micro coming in from MouzMaNa. MouzMaNa moving around that map, trying to focus down that stalker. Stalker, however, will get taken down, and down it goes. So very nicely done. LiquidNazgul even microing that stalker away at that last moment in order to make sure that it didn't take any damage past the shields. So now going for 5 gate. So going for 5 gate. Meanwhile, MouzMaNa opting to go produce those 2 additional gateways as well. Income-wise, both players are sitting at 22 to 23 harvesters, so fairly even. And that surprises me just a little bit, as generally Protoss players are sitting on many more probes at this stage in the game. LiquidNazgul has plenty of energy on that Nexus as well. And now warping in some additional units throughout the field, getting some additional sentries and more zealots. So LiquidNazgul wanting to do a little bit of a counter push, and also dropping a pylon on that high ground. That poor probe's not going to see it coming. There it goes, as there's already a pylon on that high ground. Perhaps that probe should move over to that Xel'Naga watchtower and try to activate it. No, does not want to do that. So those LiquidNazgul's units going to go ahead and move off to the north, perhaps get reinforcements from that pylon. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and reinforce with some additional sentries and additional zealots as they're being warped in. Now LiquidNazgul running off of that 5 gate. Stalkers, nice use of that Guardian Shield and nice use of that Force Field, but it really needed to be used a little bit further in order to split up that army. If MouzMaNa was able to split up that army a little bit better, all of those zealots would have been stuck inside, while those additional units were not, and in come those stalkers. Stalkers now getting forced back, so really massive amounts of use of force fields. I cannot tell who's going to be winning at this stage. One single sentry trying to fight back, zealots standing awfully close for no real reason, and still units getting destroyed on both sides. However, MouzMaNa on the losing end of this engagement, so MouzMaNa loses game 1 in this best of 5 matchup between LiquidNazgul and MouzMaNa. Stay tuned for game 2.